All right, Gemini, welcome to the weekly horoscope for May of 2015. My name is Athen. So let's go ahead and look at the astrological chart here for you this month. First thing that's very significant is that we have the full moon here on the 3rd in your 5th house. So this is really nice. This is, the house of children, the house of playfulness, of creativity, of fun, joy, zest, passion, just overall self-expression. That comes from passion. That's what the 5th house is all about. So you have the full moon here at the very beginning of May, which is very, very nice. It's all culminating from a lot of these new beginnings maybe that you were involved with this month, or last month, excuse me, relating to groups or friends or network circles or your ideals or the satisfaction you get from your work or your enjoyment through your work. A lot of this work stuff for you, because last month we had a lot of this 10th house activity. But whatever it is that's 11th house, we're still in this lunar cycle of it. And for the first 2 weeks, it'll still be very much about that 11th house. Then things will shift into your 12th, which will be about rest and relaxation and going with the flow, which things are still highlighted for you, which I'll talk about. And then as those planets sort of trickle into your first over the next couple months, there'll be a lot of activity in your first house. But on the 3rd, this is a high time. If there's anything you've been involved with that's creative or romantic or playful or fun or joyful over the past 6 months, like maybe even entrepreneurship, that's also something that's 5th house related or speculative. Whatever that is, it can be a high time for you in regards to those 5th house matters over the past 6 months, because you had a new moon here 6 months ago. So culmination with that, also a culmination with, again, these 11th house matters. So reflecting on these things, 11th and 5th house will be a fantastic energy around the 3rd. Keep putting energy towards these 11th house matters, network, circles, groups, friends, because this is a culmination. The energy is still very high during this time. Now the next major event here this month is on the 6th, when we have Venus going into that 1st house. So your 12th house is the one that's really going to be activated this month. It's where a lot of emphasis is going to be on peace and tranquility. But it's kind of a mixed bag, because with Venus here in your first, what this means is you guys are going to be looking good. You're going to be feeling good. Venus in the 1st house likes to present herself in that very Venusian way. So it's a really good time for relationships. She's also in a friendly sign here in Gemini, which is really nice. Communicating, obviously, through relationships and things like this, which you naturally do anyways, can be very good for you. And yeah, connecting to yourself, connecting to your self-image, your goals, your drives, moving forward, your ambitions, all of this stuff will be very enjoyable for you with Venus in that 1st house. Now, the next major event is on the 10th, when we have Mars going into that 12th. So like I was saying, a lot of this energy with your 12th, you've got your ruler here, Mercury, who's going to be there all month. He's going to go retrograde here on the 18th and 19th in that 12th house. So he's going to be in that 12th all month. So keep thinking about, what it is that you enjoy, about tranquility, how important it is to have peace and presence and a flow, and to let go and to surrender and to trust in the whole divine process. All of these things are 12th house related. And now with Mars going in here, what's interesting about that is that it's very important, in order to take action, in order to move forward, that you're doing it in that 12th house way of peace, presence, and also listening to your intuition, listening to your dreams. I think there's been a lot of information coming through your dream space. And yeah, taking what you might call like a spiritual action, or it's like a spiritual warrior. It's like, in order to take action, you have to, do maybe some exercises or meditate or get your chi going. Things like this that are spiritual in nature, but very important for your overall energy. So that's going to be very important this month and next month with Mars transiting that 12th. And you'll feel this around the 10th in particular. But I think you'll be thinking, there's already a lot of 12th house activity, but I think you'll be motivated by it around the 10th onward. Now on the 17th, we've got that new moon. Now what's interesting about it is that it's happening right on the cusp between your 11th house and your 12th house. It's happening within 2 degrees of both Aries, Taurus, and the 12th house cusp here. So essentially, we already had a new moon in that 11th. So like I was saying, there already has been this energy of your groups, network, circles. And so this new moon is involving that, but it's involving a new area of that. And the new area is about the rest, the relaxation. Again, all these 12th house matters where you're going to have this energy in this new moon. It's going to be very much oriented towards this 12th house, especially because it's happening in Taurus, which is the 12th zodiac sign from Gemini. So very important, reflect around the 17th in regards to your rest, your relaxation, going with the flow. Really think about your life in a spiritual sense. Where can you bring in more of that peace, that pause? Where can you have more flow and relaxation? Where can you trust your intuition more? Where can you trust the whole divine process more? You know, this is the house of letting go, of surrendering. And it's through that we find that peace and tranquility and spirituality within ourselves. So the 17th is a very important time for reflection. Be receptive to that and flow with it, you see. And then as the moon will fill up as the month moves forward, it'll be more and more energized for you to take more and more action relating to these new things involving that 12th house. Now on the 18th and 19th, an important time for you Geminis. You've got Mercury going retrograde in that 12th house of yours. So this is the time now for you to be redoing something or reflecting and rehashing some of the things relating to your spirituality, relating to all that stuff about the 12th house, tranquility and trust. So with Mercury retrograde, it's a time, especially for you Geminis, to kind of go within. This is more of you Geminis actually. Go within, do the internal work, reflect, still take action because it is a time of action, but do it in that way of that internal introspection through the action, where you're learning more about yourself. This is learning about your spiritual self, you know, learning about what's really important in life too, you know, in a very vast sense. And learning about, you know, your connection to God or the universe or source, however you see that. So very important here from the 18th and 19th onward, reflecting on these things, taking it easy to, you know, make sure you are spending enough time, you know, alone, getting your meditative time on, and do that inner work. So that's going to be very important from 18th, 19th. Then on the 20th, we've got the sun then going into the 12th, okay, which is all about passion, okay? It's all about creativity and awareness. So this is where I think where your mind is understanding more of the spiritual elements. On the 20th, when the sun goes there, you're seeing it. You're aware of it. You know, the sun always illuminates wherever the sun transits. So this is really shining a light on the unconscious, on the spiritual, and those related things in your life. So very important there. And anything creative you're working on, it'll be nice for you to do it behind the scenes, kind of in that, you know, behind the scenes fashion. Okay. Then on the 27th, we've got Mercury going over Mars. Okay. Last time Mercury went over Mars was last month in your 11th house. So I think at that point you learn more about what motivates you in terms of those groups and network circles and things like that. But now it's learning about what motivates you in terms of your spirituality and how important it is for you to have the spiritual elements of life and to reflect on that, learn about it, learn about, you know, how to gain energy through the sort of spiritual elements, you know, whether it's working with your chi, working with, you know, meditation, things like this. Mercury is a very practical sign, so it makes this very practical house this month. And then on the 30th, Mercury goes over your sun, which is then really illuminating the awareness. Now, this isn't the combust energy. Mercury is actually in front of the sun in this aspect. So you guys are still very mentally strong at this point. So just bring in that awareness, that reflection, that passion in regards to the 12th house matters, merging that with Mars, because Mars and the sun are going to be very close together as well. And find that balancing point between, you know, the spiritual chi, the energy of life, the first house related things, and the 12th house related things, because you do have that Venus in that first, okay, which is about the opportunity to continue to enjoy these first house matters. And just as an overall theme, you know, this month as it's been, you still have Jupiter in that second house. So I think, you know, things relating to finances, material elements of life, there's definitely opportunities there for you. Got Saturn in your 6th, continue working with your health and your routine. and these very slow movers. Pluto's transforming your relationships. There's changes still happening in your work sector, and going with the flow along your life path, you'll find very tranquil and very healing at the same time. So Gemini, lots of that emphasis on your 12th house. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check the website down below. Also, if you'd like a personal reading. And this is very general for the month. If you'd like a specific, detailed look, do check out the weekly horoscopes as well. All right, Gemini, I'll talk to you next time. Take care.